Hi, today's demo is in preparation for something I'm not entirely sure about, both in terms of my ability to code it and in terms of performance if I do that. So I'll just start with something simpler and then hopefully move on to what I really want to do in a future video. So we're going to have a number of dots, let's say 36, and then we're going to have a loop. So for I going from 0 all the way up to n, incremented at every step, and create a dot element. And in its style attribute, we'll be setting a progress k as a custom property, and this is going to be I over n. Now let's see the compiled HTML. The problem is, as you can see, we're getting some really ugly decimals there. So we're going to want to trim those. So do something like this, and this should solve the problem. Look at that, much better. Okay, so having done this, let's put something on the screen. So we're going to set a radius for our dots and give them a padding equal to that radius. Give them a background so that we can see them, and also a border radius 50%. And for now, this is going to look really ugly. What we really want is to have these dots circular and all of them overlapping in the middle of the screen. So on the body, we'll be setting a grid layout, so display grid, and we want them all to overlap. That's grid area, make them all be on the first row and first column, sorry about that, and put them all in the middle. So place self, center. Okay, so having done this, they're only in the middle horizontally because the body takes the height of its content. So we need to force its height to be the full viewport height. Now, of course, this creates a scroll bar, so let's get rid of it, margin 0. Okay, let's make this red, for example, and let this background be black. Now we want to distribute them on a circle, and we do that with a transform. So we're going to have a rotate, and this is going to be calc. We're going to use that progress times 1 turn, and for now we're not going to see anything. We also need to translate, so by random value. But as you probably know from previous videos, this value is actually, it's half the size of the element, which is basically the radius, over the tangent of half the central angle corresponding to an edge. So that's going to be calc, the radius over the tangent. So we haven't computed it yet, but we're going to do that now. So this was explained in the previous video. So now we're going to have okay, and again, this is going to be trimmed to 3 decimals, and we're going to set in a style element. We're going to set it on the body, so we're going to have the tangent set there. So yeah, everything looks nice now. What we really want is 3 layers, 1 for each channel, so RGB, 3 channels. So we're going to set here the number of layers, which is going to be 3, and we're also going to set it right here, again as a custom property. So this is going to be M, and then we're going to have another loop in here. Okay, so this is going to be J, a different loop index, and it's going to go all the way up to M. And here we're going to have our layer elements, and now we're going to take this and have a loop right here, and our layer elements, nth child. Now we're going to need to add 1 because the nth child index is 1 based as opposed to our loop, which is 0 based. So we're going to set the channel index equal to our loop index j. So I think we're done for this part. Now here we're going to move a few things from here to here, and we're going to set a background. This is going to be an HSL value. The hue is going to be the channel index over the total number of channels m times 360. We're going to have 100% saturation, 50% lightness. Okay, and we can get rid of this. Okay, now what we want to do is set on all divs this, and we also want to set display grid here. So yeah, this does it. And we're going to have an animation, keyframes, and this is going to be a scale transform. That's going to go to 0. Okay, so let's set an animation duration, 1 second, for example. And here we'll be having animation. Using that animation duration is in out, infinite, alternate, and here we'll be setting an animation delay, which is going to be that k times minus twice the animation duration. And actually I'm just going to take this out like this. Okay, so it's going to look like this. But what we actually want is to have a different duration for each channel. So we'll be setting the duration here, and it's going to be calc. And here we need to add 1 because we don't want a 0 duration. We don't want to multiply with 0. So this is going to be 1 plus the channel index times that base animation duration. And of course we'll be using that okay, sorry, so it's going to look like that. Okay, so something like this. And something else you want to set is mix blend mode screen. And now after twice the biggest animation duration, which is going to be 1 plus 2, right, the base one, so that's basically twice 3, that's going to be 6 times this base animation duration of 1 second. They're all going to overlap, and we're going to see white now, as you saw a bit earlier. So yeah, this is it. This is what I wanted to show you for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you like the work that I'm putting out for more than 8 years now, please consider supporting it. You can do so by being a cool cat and becoming a patron on Patreon, or you can get me something off my Amazon wishlist, or you can at least share this to show the world what can be done with CSS these days, because honestly I think it's pretty damn cool. In any event, thanks for watching. The links for everything, my Patreon, this demo, my Amazon wishlist, everything is going to be in the description below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.